No society can thrive without infrastructure. We need infrastructure to effectively solve social challenges and build a better world. But our world is changing, and it's changing fast.
In the past 70 years, the world experienced several global events and crises. Extreme poverty at the initial stage to industrialization and market-oriented development, then climate change and environment issues.
The crises are becoming more critical and interlocking. In the face of all of this, the wave of infrastructure is growing at a scale we've never seen before. How do we rise to the global infrastructure challenge? Where do we begin? We need to see the big picture of infrastructure. Infrastructure is not just buildings, roads, and bridges. It's people, processes, and phases, which inextricably make up diverse and complex systems. It's essential for policy and decision makers to have a broad knowledge and deep understanding of this life cycle to be able to drive transformation.
We, infrastructure planner, are requested both global perspective and local perspective. We need the eyes of a bird and the eyes of an insect.
As infrastructure projects need a huge investment, funding is very important.
Project influences on the environment, landscape, history, and culture.
In the modern world, using digital technologies is unavoidable for any sort of facility operations.
As the recipient countries, we need to take the initiative for international cooperation.
The ADBI Policymaker e-training course on applying principles of quality infrastructure development in Asia is more than an online course. It is an essential backbone in advocating for changes in infrastructure. Underpinned by the studies on principles of infrastructure, jointly published by the Asian Development Bank Institute and Mitsubishi Research Institute Incorporated, this course-based training workshop takes you through the evolution of large-scale infrastructure projects in Asia. From conception and design, to planning and construction, to operation and management, to restoration, rehabilitation, and ultimately abolition. It's enriched by rarely discussed yet important aspects of quality infrastructure development: funding, risk management, social impacts, and cooperation among government, private sector, and development organizations. At your own pace, you will navigate the infrastructure value chain throughout 5 modules. One module builds up on the next each week for 5 consecutive weeks.
My name is Kazuaki Hiraishi.
My name is Shengchuan Zhao.
I am Atsushi Hasegawa.
My name is Nikhil Bugalia.
My name is Kai Xu.
An exceptional collaboration of minds, this course brings together decades of combined knowledge and experiences shared by global scholars and industry experts. Explore and learn from case studies from Japan and worldwide. Look through the lenses of the people behind the fastest Shinkansen, or the longest undersea railway tunnel, or the busiest hub ports in East Asia, and learn from their successes. Investigate feats of engineering that rebuilt the world from the rubbles of World War II, or those that safeguard us from the impacts of climate change. Putting theory into practice, the course culminates with an interactive policy dialogue workshop where you present, assess, and refine your vision and the relevant policy responses you hope to undertake to promote quality infrastructure in your home country. Lectures on specialized topics are chronologically sequenced to provide you with a roadmap for the different stages of infrastructure development, from vision to fruition.
To identify social challenges is the beginning point for infrastructure development. How can we come up with a new idea of infrastructure project? One infrastructure is driven several motivations. Multiple motivations combine to create the idea of infrastructure. A demand pressure can encourage new construction and reinforcement of structures.
The question will be who should build that infrastructure and how to build that infrastructure for those mega projects with a huge investment. It's difficult for private sector to build. Private sector can reduce public burden and improve management efficiency, as infrastructure projects need a huge investment. Funding is very important. The initial cost is the biggest challenge.
Infrastructure investment plan is a consensus building tool with stakeholders. Therefore, the plan should be developed based on stakeholders' concern. In the case of highway interchange construction, the increase of land prices in areas with improved accessibility is considered as an external effect. To make a smooth consensus building with the local community, local shared values must be respected and preserved, and contribution to the community should be made.
So every type of infrastructure project faces risks that could significantly deviate its performance from the original expected performance. These risks should be anticipated and considered in the planning stage. The pricing point should reflect the cost of service provision and the profit margin expected. I also would like to emphasize the importance of technology in enabling the quality asset information management system. The risks related to disasters on infrastructure are so multifaceted and potentially severe that no single entity, organization, or institution can manage it alone.
The players of international cooperation, such as the United Nations, the World Bank, the development streams of different decades, and the social and economic backgrounds were interacting with each other in the past 70 years, and together they drew the grand picture of international cooperation. Strengthening the international voices of developing Asia would require unified regional policies. With the direct financial support from the international cooperation, the long-term cost effectiveness of the projects and the integrity of infrastructure investment can be guaranteed.
The global infrastructure challenge is massive and complex. Our critical role is to raise awareness, share knowledge, and foster collaboration, so that together we can make informed decisions, create smart solutions, and build a better future for all.